Alright, this is the first video of the course of teaching you how to trade, for you to learn how to trade. Shit. Um, Making this shit so anybody that wants to learn how to trade that comes across me, I can just send them to this video and show them the basics on how trading is. Um, it's very hard when you start off, but it's very simple. So once you learn the process, it gets easy, just like anything else you do. It's like when you first start driving a car, it's hard until you learn, and then it's easy, and it becomes secondhand nature to you. So that's how trading is. The first thing we're gonna start with is trends, because this is the basics. We're gonna start with the basics. This is the first thing you should learn because it's really the key to how you take a trade is learning what trend you're in. So trends is gonna be the first thing you look at or you're looking for when you even first open the charts. So you have two types of trends. You have an uptrend and a downtrend, and then you have consolidation. Well, let's start off with an uptrend first before we jump into the other two. We have an uptrend. An uptrend consists of higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is an uptrend. The reason why it's an uptrend because it's creating a higher high and a higher low. The reason we call this a higher high because it's higher than the previous high. It's higher than the previous high. That's why it's called a higher low. A higher high. This is a higher low. The reason why this is a higher low because it's the lowest point, but it's higher than the previous lower point. The reason why this is a higher high is because it's higher than the previous high, so it's called a higher high. So this is now the highest point. This is the previous highest point. It's higher than the highest point, so now it's considered a higher high. This is a higher low because it's lower than the lowest point, so we called it a higher low. It's higher than the previous low. This is a higher high because it's higher than the previous high. That is a uptrend. So we'll put this as a higher high. I don't know, my texts are always blue for some reason. Give a fuck if you like it, but you gonna respect the scripting. Woo, yeah. And this is a higher low. I wonder if you can duplicate this. Clone and clone. So I want y'all to engrave this into your brain, what I'm finna show you on market structure, because this is really the key to trading. This is like the most important thing you learn when you start trading is higher highs and higher lows. So this is a uptrend. The reason this is a uptrend, The reason this is a uptrend is because it's going up. Price is creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and a higher low. That means the market is moving upwards. Right? This is the uptrend. Now we're going to show you a downtrend. A downtrend is a same thing as an uptrend, but it's reversed. It's going down instead of up. So this is a downtrend. And it creates a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Why is it doing all this goofy shit? The reason this is a lower low is because it's lower than the previous lower point. This is a lower high because it's lower than the previous highest point, or the lower high. So this part is a lower high because it's lower than its previous high, but it's still the high. And this is a lower low because it's lower than the previous low. Right? This is called a downtrend. My dog's drinking water, so that's just what he do, man. Leave my little nigga alone, man. Don't worry about him. But this is a downtrend. lower high, boom, and this is a lower low. And then we gonna duplicate this. Clone. Clone. Oops. Drag this one. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this fucking MacBook, so it's a little weird. I'm so used to my PC. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is a downtrend. Downtrend, uptrend. Engrave these things in your brain, because these fucking things are the most important fucking things that you're going to learn. This is the most important because this is how the market moves. These two trends is how the market moves. This is how you make your money, is off of this trend. The uptrend and the downtrend is how you make your money, right? But I also want to throw in there that price can create a price can create a equal low, and price can also create a equal high. If I can drag that, price can also create an equal high. I want to throw that in there because a equal high or a equal low is the same as a higher low or a lower high. It still reacts the same, so it can make an equal low or equal high on an uptrend or a downtrend and still be considered the same thing. So don't get confused on these being the same height. As long as, as long as this ain't higher than this, as long as the next high isn't higher than the previous high on a downtrend, you're still good. And as long as the next low isn't lower than the previous low, you're good. It's still an uptrend. And then we have consolidation. Boom. This is consolidation. Why is this consolidation? I'm going to tell you why it's consolidation. Because it's consolidating. It's not going nowhere. So this would be consolidation. Consolidation. If I spelled that right. Face that looking at. Alright, this is consolidation. Meaning price is not showing you higher highs, higher lows, and it's not showing you lower lows, lower highs. It's just bouncing off the place over and over again, bouncing off of two zones. It's just sitting here. It's not doing nothing. That's consolidation. We don't trade consolidation. We don't trade consolidation at all. We don't trade consolidation. We don't make money off consolidation. That's when you put the phone down, close the laptop, turn the PC off, and go touch some grass. All right? We don't trade consolidation. Leave the consolidation alone. The consolidation is to be left alone. This is how you lose money if you don't know how to, trade consolidation. We don't trade it. We only trade trends because that's how we make bread. So now that we got basic trends, this is how the market moves. It's all trends. It's an uptrend or a downtrend. You need to look at this and engrave this into your brain, because this is literally what trading is all trends. Right? So if y'all y'all gotta engrave this. So if y'all need to take a picture of this or come back to this video and mark this video, this is what trading is. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and also equal lows. And then this is lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and equal highs. It's the same thing. But this is a downtrend, this is an uptrend, and this is consolidation. When you're uptrending, you're buying. When you're downtrending, you're selling. So engrave this, and now I'm gonna show y'all examples. I don't want to show y'all the trend. I want to show y'all everything, like how the market structure is, but I also want to give y'all examples so you're not just stuck in the just stuck in a while like, whoa, I'm just showing you lines. I want to show you how the market actually moves and give you examples of uptrends and downtrends, because this is what price does, right? And then we'll go over details later on about other things. So this is just the beginning. This is just so you learn trends. This right here is an uptrend. Like I said, the market moves in uptrends. This is a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Well, it's not a higher high. It's considered a low high, but it still made a higher low and a higher high. The trend ain't always finna be perfect as you see me write it down. It's gonna be a little goofy. It's gonna be a little different because this is a live market. But you see, this is a uptrend, right? The same exact thing that I showed you is what I'm showing you here. This is a uptrend, and also this right here is a downtrend. Lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now this looks a little smoother, but that is a downtrend. This is examples because this is how the market moves. Downtrends and uptrends. Downtrends and uptrends. This is the bread and butter. This is how you make your money, and this is how you get out the gutter. I'm telling you, boy. This is that ish. This is how the market moves. And I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame, by the way. We'll go over time frames later. But this is how the market trends. This is how the market moves. This is how the market functions. This is how you make your money. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, equal highs, lower low, lower high. This is how we make the money. These are just some examples, and I just want to show y'all how the market moves, and also want to show y'all consolidation. This right here is consolidation. You see it bouncing off two zones, not going nowhere. That is considered consolidation. This is right here. It looks like consolidation also because it's not going nowhere. It's not going directly up. It's not really going directly down. It's just bouncing off two zones. That is considered consolidation. We really don't trade it, but price will show you other things out of consolidation when it wants to trend, and we'll go over that in a later video. But now that you got examples of downtrends and uptrends, now you know how the market moves. You know how the market functions. That's how the market moves, just trends. Bullish, bearish. Bullish means an uptrend, it's buying up. Bearish means a downtrend, it's coming down. Consolidation, you don't trade. So, and also when you're just beginning how to trade, if you are looking at a video and you have no idea what you're looking at, please, these are candlesticks. I want you to go watch a video on candlesticks, because I'm not finna sit here and I'm just showing you how to trade. I'm not finna sit here and break down candlesticks for you when you can just simply go to YouTube and search candlesticks explained, and it'll tell you about bodies and wicks, and then red candles and green candles. These are supposed to be green candles, but you can customize the stuff, of course. So my green candles are blue. So this is how my stuff is set up. That's how I like looking at it, you know. But that's pretty much it for that the first session is just trends, and then that's how the market moves. That's the beginning. That's the basics. That's what you need to understand first before you even start trading.